Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Meg Borland, owner of Equilibrium ADR. For those who don't know me, I'm an ADA coordinator and consultant with experience in the legal and civil rights settings. So first, we're going to start off, as always, with our disclaimer with jazz hands. And I say that with jazz hands because I mean it. I'm not an attorney and this is not legal advice. I simply provide information for educational purposes and resources for you to explore on your own. You can take it or leave it. Your choices are up to you. So this video is a continuation in the series that answers questions that I've received over the past few months. In this video, I will talk about the first of two options that are available to pursue under the ADA. I'm going to pick up right where we left off in the previous video, so if you think you missed something, you can always review part 1 video to catch up. Okay, so you've collected all of your information, you've spoken with the event regarding your experience, you've gone through all the steps from the previous video. So let's just say that the response that you've gotten back from the event is not to your satisfaction, so you've decided to go to the next step. So you can choose to go the private lawsuit route, which we're going to say is door number 1. This means you would have to file in federal court since the ADA is federal law. And we're going to say that you're not an attorney, you're a normal human being, and you're not sure how to go about a lawsuit. So you can reach out to some resources in your area. That's a good place to start. Some areas will have a local center for independent living, a disability resource organization. And if you don't have any of those near you, you can check the ADA information line. And here, we're going to show you that. Okay, so for the ADA information line, you can get their contact info at ada.gov. It's Americans with Disabilities Act.gov, which is through the Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division. So if you go to ada.gov on the very first page, it'll look something like this. In this big blue box to the right-hand side here, you can see it'll have a little telephone there, and it says ADA information line. You can call the 800 numbers. There's the TTY number as well. And then their office hours. You can actually open that up and it'll expand on that information about how to call, again, with the office hours because they are an office, and what information they provide. So they can break it down for you if you're talking to them about your situation, whether the ADA it does apply to what you've experienced, how it applies, and they can walk you through how to file a complaint if that's what you'd like. And they can also answer the technical questions because some of the information when it comes to the ADA, it can get technical. So it helps to, talk to somebody who knows what they're, knows how to deal with it. So this can also apply not only to events, but if you have, anything you think applies to the ADA for employment, housing discrimination, air travel, that's a big one these days. They can also direct you to the appropriate places for those as well. So that is how you can find the ADA information line. So aside from the ADA info line, you can also consult an attorney to see what potential legal claims you might have that apply to your situation. Different areas might have their own state, county, or city laws or ordinances or different types of protections that might apply to your experience as well. So dealing with an attorney will allow you to bring claims under those as well, not just the ADA. So a big difference between filing a lawsuit and going through the DOJ to file a complaint is that a private lawsuit allows for damages to be awarded. That means you would have the potential to recover some money that a judge would be able to award as a result of winning the suit. What and how much would need to be discussed with your attorney because it does need to be within what's considered reasonable amounts. But if that's something you want, you would discuss that with the attorney and, they'll be able to fill you in on, what kind of amounts would be reasonable to ask for. So if you don't have an attorney and you need to find one, you need to find an attorney that practices disability discrimination or ADA law. As with most things in the world, you can consult the Googles to help you do this. However, the search is not as simple as you'd think, and here's why. Okay, so we're going to say you don't have an attorney. You don't have an Uncle Irving who can totally take care of the stuff for you. So you need to find an attorney. So you're going to want to find an attorney that specializes in that particular branch of law. Okay, so what most of us would do would be to consult the Googles. And the intuitive thing that most people will do when they are looking for a disability lawyer would be to, Google disabilities lawyer. So I'm going to say Detroit because that's where I'm from. And so that's going to bring up all of your sponsored guys, who is the guys who paid all that money to be the first people that you see. But I'm going to scroll down to the regular results. And so what you're going to see here on the screen is, like it says, SSDI. These are going to be uh, these particular types of lawyers, that's going to be Social Security disability, which is unfortunately the first thing that is connected to the word disability when it comes to court cases. So, as far as the Googles are concerned, that's who they're going to give you if you Google those results. So, what I'm going to say, I'm going to change this to disability discrimination lawyers. Um, Discrimination. There we go. We're going to pretend I can spell here. And just for good measure, I'm going to say, I'm going to throw in ADA. That's going to give it that much more. And so again, we're going to see those results where it's going to start saying, disability discrimination lawyers, um, they're going to be dealing with more so like this one here says they're dedicated to defending those who have faced discrimination in violation of the ADA. So these are going to be the lawyers that you're going to want, because the ADA is a very, very different chunk of law than Social Security. Very different types of criteria and all that stuff, and it doesn't apply. You can't use law that doesn't apply to your situation. So that is how to get the results that you are looking for when it comes to asking the Googles for help. So once you find your attorney, you'll work with them. They'll set up their payment expectations up front, hopefully. A lot of them, you can find that on their website if they have it. Some will work on what's called a retainer, where you pay a certain amount of money up front that covers their costs to get going and process everything. Others will work on what's called a contingency. What that means is you don't pay any money until they win and the judge orders awards or damages, any of those types of things. That means your attorney will take a percentage of whatever it is you're awarded by the judge. So that's usually a good thing. Those attorneys tend to take strong cases. So if you find one that's willing to do that for you, um, I'm not saying it's 100% that you'll win, but it's usually it means they feel good about it. Um, so they'll go through, they'll process, any of the information that you've collected that's relevant, that helps them uh, paint that picture to set up the case for the best amount of success. Have you sign a bunch of stuff. Um, they may give you instructions. If they tell you not to talk about the case, don't. So listen to your attorney. That's really, really important, because, leaking information, even if you're just talking to people or whatever, things spread so quickly nowadays, all kinds of ways that you never intended. You don't want to hurt your case if you want that money. So, whatever instructions the attorney gives you, listen to them. The timeline for how that goes is going to depend on a whole number of factors. What does the docket look like at the court? Is it backed up? Yeah, there's all kinds of factors. They might also ask you if you're open to a settlement, which means they'll speak with the business's attorney, and they'll see if they can come up with a number that's satisfactory. The attorney will bring it back to you, and you can say yes or no. Again, talk with them and see, if they think it's realistic, um, because they'll be able to do the mental math about how long and how difficult this case would be to argue in court. If the settlement number is low, they might look at it and say, "No, I think we can do better." Then that's something to take into account. If they look at it and they say, "Look, the amount of time that we're going to go through, if we have to go through the actual trial and hearings and all that, um, this amount of money is better than the amount of money and time and headache that we're going to spend doing that." So again, they're going to be your expert in the area to let you know kind of what's realistic, and all of that. So that is what we have for door number one for the private lawsuit. Next time, I'll talk about door number two, which is going to be filing a DOJ complaint and what that process looks like. Hope you all found this helpful. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will add those to upcoming topics. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you next time.